Alright guys, we finally got it. The long-awaited update has dropped, and honestly, for me personally, this is one of the best updates Blue Lock Rivals has ever had. Like seriously, this patch isn't just big, it's massive. We're talking full-on rebalance of almost every playstyle in the game, a bunch of long-overdue bug fixes, and some really exciting additions like the brand new lobby, the updated showcase room, and much more. Now, by the time you're watching this, you've probably already seen some update showcases from other YouTubers, or maybe you've even hopped into the game yourself and tested things out. But in this video, I want to go a bit deeper. I want to highlight some of the changes and hidden additions that you might have missed. Unless you were one of those people who sat down and actually read through the entire changelog in the official Blue Lock Rivals Discord. And trust me, that list, it was one of the longest I've seen in any update. Before we jump in though, I just want to ask, if you enjoy videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel and watching this video all the way through. Your support genuinely helps keep me motivated to post content every day, and I appreciate each and every one of you who's helping this channel grow. Alright, let's get started. So let's kick things off with the more obvious changes. The ones you probably already noticed if you logged in post-update, but I think it's still worth going over, especially for players who haven't had a chance to play yet, or those who haven't been watching other creators. First off, the new lobby. Right from the first time you launch the game after the update, you're gonna see it. It's been completely overhauled. The size, the design, the layout, everything feels more spacious and polished. And of course, just like the devs promised, we've now got the long-awaited showcase room built right into it. Personally, I really like the vibe of the new lobby. It actually reminded me a little of Basketball Zero, which, in my opinion, has one of the coolest lobbies out there. I think it's a great direction for Blue Lock Rivals to move in. But hey, let me know in the comments what you think about the new lobby. Did you like it? Do you prefer the old one? I'm curious to see what others are feeling. Now, let's move on to something really exciting. The refresh of Hiori. Yes, not a rework, a refresh. For those who might not know the difference, a rework means a full overhaul of a style's moveset and animations. But a refresh? That's more of a fine-tuning. It buffs existing moves, maybe adds a couple of new ones, and sometimes includes small animation tweaks or even a new awakened move. So here's what we got with Hiori. First of all, his new move, Frostbite. This one is honestly really strong. It's super similar to Nelrin's domain, but with a twist. If someone steps into the range, instead of getting stunned and losing the ball like in Rin's version, they get slightly stunned and slowed down. Plus, it triggers an ice shot. Now, this shot isn't quite as powerful as Nelrin's finisher, but it hits around the same level as Nel Bachira's post-dribble shot, which is actually pretty solid. He also got a new awakened ult, and visually it looks amazing. Although right now there's a little bug where the sound is replaced by the VFX from the chemical reaction between Eniel Isagi and Hiori. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. His awakened move is now Curved Pass, with the same animation for now, but the devs already confirmed that a new animation is coming in the next patch, which is great to hear. His Laser Pass move now activates with double press, which makes it much more consistent. And there are other tweaks like the Haze skill, which is now a fake feint pass that bounces the ball back to Hiori. All in all, this refresh really puts Hiori in a top-tier spot again. I'd say he's easily on the same level now as characters like Otoya and Corona. Now, let's get into the meat of this update. The balance changes. There's a lot to go through, so I'll try to keep it organized. Let's start with Niel Rin. His domain range has been reduced, and now, finally, you can dribble through the domain, which makes a ton of sense and adds counterplay. The steal has been delayed to give players more time to pass or react. His dash move Occlusion Break now has slightly less distance. His destructive shot has slightly reduced power. Not too major, but noticeable. The Awakening ability, a new toy, got a cooldown increase. You used to use it twice, now only once. The Destructive Crash Shot and his third Awakened move both had their shot power nerfed slightly, but honestly, that's not a bad thing. Most people weren't using them optimally, and now they feel more in line with the rest of the cast. Moving on to Kunigami. Body Block now has reduced range, less ragdoll time, and slightly lower knockback. Kaiser. Kaiser Impact got a speed boost, but the speed cap's off the further it travels. Kaiser Volley's range was significantly reduced. Subjugation now has a range limit, and Baneshuss, his awakened shot, now requires you to be near the enemy. Karasu. Raven Dribble's cooldown was slightly reduced. Crow Theft had its cooldown increased, and the hitbox and steel aspect were nerfed. Chigiri. Very slight speed nerf to Speedster. I personally don't think it was necessary, but maybe they're prepping for Loki's release on June 14th. Yukimiya, one of my personal favorites. Lethal Touch now drains less stamina, and the end lag is gone. Freestyle also uses less stamina. Gagamaru. Diving Header and Scorpion got slight range buffs and lower cooldowns. Fast Reactions now has less cooldown, but also a shorter duration. Now let's talk about Aiku, who's gotten some serious buffs. All his moves now work on 3/4 of the field. Force Defense now has 2 charges when awakened, and Charge has a larger hitbox. Sei. Arm Swipe range reduced, but the big one, Beautiful Shot got a power buff and now has Curve added to it. I'm probably going to make a separate video just on this. Same with Don Lorenzo, because they both got some crazy buffs. Now, Don Lorenzo, I genuinely think he got one of the biggest buffs in this update. Let's start with his first ability, Golden Defense. The devs added 0.35 seconds minimum time before iframes get ignored and removed the steal entirely. Yeah, I know. That sounds like a nerf, but hear me out. His next ability, Zombie Dribble, had its end lag fixed, and there's a slight increase in distance too. But the biggest change? His Zombie Dash is now usable off the ball. That's a game changer. I personally know a ton of people who've been asking for Don Lorenzo to have something off the ball other than just Golden Defense. And honestly, with this, he feels way more balanced now, even though he was already a solid pick before. Let's move on to NEL Isagi. His ball-stealing ability, Lefty Shoot, got reworked a bit to require more skill, which I think is fair. And his dash, as promised by the devs, got a 25% distance buff, which brings it a bit closer to how it felt before the nerf. I think that's a great move by the devs. It shows they're paying attention after nerfing one of the top players in Blue Lock. Next up is Otoya. Not only did he recently get a refresh, but now he also got buffed. His ninja shot got a slight shot power boost, which will probably make it feel similar to Enel Bachira's shot after dribbling. Now onto another interesting style, Rio, specifically his offensive mode. He got a small shot power buff, his dribble cooldown was reduced slightly, the shot bar fills a bit faster, and he got a small speed boost too. Honestly, I still feel like it's not enough. I really think Rio needs a full rework. Although, judging by how good the refreshes for Otoya and Hiori turned out, maybe a refresh would be enough. Personally though, I'm still leaning toward a rework. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same about Rio. Moving on to Corona, and specifically his awakened move, Planet Hotline. It now moves you toward the enemy goal. After the cutscene, the distance is now roughly similar to NEL Isagi's dash, which makes a lot of sense. Before this change, his move was honestly kind of useless. It was just a cutscene that protected the ball for a second. Now at least you get a bit closer to the goal. Still, if it were up to me, I'd increase that distance even more. Corona's all about passing and movement, so let him get closer to the goal, please, devs. And also, a small nerf to Enel Bachira's flow. His B freestyle now has -1 dribble, so instead of using 4 dribbles, you can only use 3. Oh, and don't forget, there are new codes too. I'll try to put them in the Kaza video as a picture, and I'll probably leave them in the comments as well. So yeah, that's most of what you might have missed in this huge new update. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the Hiori refresh? Do you like the new lobby and the showcase room? Which balance change are you most hyped about? And which character do you want me to cover in the next video? If you found this breakdown helpful, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss part 2. Your support means the world to me and really helps the channel keep going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.